Today, tonight, we will be performing for you all sorts of fun stuff. And here's the one thing I don't want you to feel like this is one of those really stiff where you trade concerts, you know, like we always usually do. I want you to pretend for a moment that you are traveling back in time with us and you are at a rock show. Okay? So, how might you applaud if I was Taylor Swift, let's say, or Bruno Mars instead of England? Okay? Let's pretend. Let's pretend for just a minute that these are world-class performers, because they are world-class human beings, and they are world-class people, and they are your people. So, please, please, please don't be afraid to give it up for them. Make this a very fun event. It looks like a lot of music, but I'm going to tell you right now, 7 of them are pep band shirts, so we're talking like a minute and a half, okay? So, if you looked at this and went, okay, when am I going to duck out? You won't need to. I'll have you all home in bed by 11 or so, okay? All right, but yeah, there are 7 pep band shirts up here tonight. That is because we have 7 outstanding seniors, and each year at one concert during the year, the seniors get to pick their favorite pep band song, and we use it. I just happens to be, I built a concert around their music this year. So, these 7 seniors, I'm not going to tell you who picked what though. That gets to be a fun game for us later. All right, so before we get started though, I should tell you who those 7 seniors are. Have them be recognized real quick. I feel like I'm going to this mic from here. First of all, we have Ella Doctor. You should stand up because you're the only one I see right now. Blake Thumb, where you at, Blake Thumb? Blake Thumb, there he is. Come on, choir. Yes, look at that. I don't know, who are they? Is it Taylor Swift? Is Taylor into the building yet? Right. And Sharon may have entered it. Is that in the building? All right. I see more seniors approaching. How about some hand for Joe Knockreiner? And how about some Cindy Jensen? It was a time of love and peace and innocence and youth, and then not innocence and not youth, and then not peace. So we are going to play for you and perform for you all sorts of things. It's going to be utter chaos. From one song to the next, there's not going to be any pretty entrances and exits. You saw the prettiest entrance you're going to see all night. Everything else is going to get ugly from here. But the music's going to be great. We're going to start with Build Me Up Buttercup, which is from the early 60s. And then I'm not going to talk between them all because then we would be here till 11. And then we're going to have Pretty Woman by the Junior Band plus Thomas playing Roy Orbison gig. And then House of the Rising Sun featuring Sydney on trombone solo. And then The Doors on tour, as if we weren't done with the 60s yet.
We got a bunch of good music.
Right. not 10 years. There we go. All right, so we are going to continue on tonight with our junior high choir plus a few bonus third and fourth graders who decided they would like to not go to recess a couple of days a week and they would rather sing. Yeah, that's right. That's how much fun my classroom is. Or how much third and fourth graders don't always love recess. It started in the winter, I'm not going to lie, and when spring came, they're like, well, can we quit? I'm like, no, because you started. So they're here tonight to finish it up. So a couple days a week, these third and fourth graders, that's the front row. Raise your hands, third and fourth graders. Yay! Future fourth graders. They are going to add to the junior high choir sound as we sing Lean On Me, and then we decided to start singing 3-part in case you're confused, because some of those boys look awfully big to be 7th graders. They are joining us tonight to help with that third part, because tenor is not always an easy thing to sing, but we do have some junior high guys that can do it. And then after that, we are going to put all of the singers up here, and hopefully we will rock you, that's the plan. And then after that, the jazz band's going to enter and finish the 70s with Saturday in the Park. And just like that, here come the 80s. Big hair, MTV, all those beautiful, glorious things that I wish would return. Maybe not the big hair. Rolled jeans. How many of you guys remember rolling in jeans or pinning up? Come on, you know you did. And if you were me, you had to do it for your older brother who couldn't quite figure out how to do it. Don't tell him I told that story. All right. So those 7 seniors that I was talking about, not only are they in the music program, but they're all sitting right in front of you right now. So out of the 13 members of the jazz band right now, and Danica's, I'm going to call it 13. I'm going to claim Danica for tonight. She stepped in for us on some songs we needed some saxophone on, so we appreciate that very much. But all 7 of them are also right up there. So if you do that math, that means the jazz band gets a rebuild next year, but that's okay, because they've laid a great foundation for us, and hopefully we will continue and be able to rebuild that. So as we continue to celebrate our seniors and celebrate music, would you please give them a round of applause for all of them? Early mornings, and thank you parents, because I know for a lot of years that was you, and probably just last year it was you as well. All right, so we are going to continue into the 80s with celebration, kind of I feel like when you watch those Time, Life, you know, we're going to sell you songs of the 80s, this was always one of them. A little bit of celebration by Kool and the Gang. And then we are going to bring the choir back on with some instrumentalists behind them. Thank you to them as well for Sweet Dreams. And then we're going to hit a little bit of pep band stuff, hitting some of the best of the 80s with I'm Still Standing by Elton John, a little bit of Michael Jackson in there because we need that, and some Bon Jovi to round it out. Sweet dreams. we are going to play with what I call the future of the band. This is, I think if you had to pick a song from the 90s, I'm not sure in the 90s it made such a big difference, but it's kind of had this resurgence. We'll in sync for you tonight, and this is going to be the junior band plus 8th and 9th graders and our sophomore, and a couple clarinet players that really wanted to play this song, so they're jumping in as juniors. So, if the 90s have to be represented only by one piece of music, this is the piece of music it will be tonight. I want it that way. And as much as none of us, or okay, maybe not, some of us might, but most of us don't think any of that music is the oldies, right? It's the oldies at this point. Sorry to tell you that. Oldies stations playing the 70s, 80s, and 90s is somehow wrong in my book. But then I look out here and I go, and none of them were born until 2000 or after. So I guess the oldies is what they are. Welcome to it, my friends. Here we go. The 2000s bring us some Lady Gaga and some Green Day. so a little angst and a little anger there. A little bit of reminiscence of the 60s. In the 2000s, we're going to be playing those two pieces for you. right, and our last decade is upon us. Almost current, not quite, but almost current. So we have 3 pieces left to play for you, and then a couple pieces to put out there for you to sing. But before we do those, I'm going to see if we can't have the seniors stand up for me. And we're going to do a little quiz, see how well you know your seniors, and we'll figure out who picked which pep band piece. So seniors, will you rise, and then when they figure out yours, you can sit. That'll leave us with the 2 remaining for the last 2 pieces. So if you were going to guess which of these lovely young ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to have to yell, you're going to have to shout, you're going to have to scream, we're not going to hear you, picked House of the Rising Sun, who would you guess?
No.
Cindy! I've got to vote for Joe and a vote for Cindy. I think those are both strong contenders. How many, one of you is right. How many of you would say Cindy? Come on, everybody's got to vote. This is one of those situations. Thank you, Krista, for participating. I really appreciate it, because apparently Joe's getting a lot of votes. How many of you vote for Joe? Krista's right. Krista and company. That's Cindy's song, so thank you, Cindy. Cindy and her parents, could her parents please stand up and give us all a wave? Thank you from all of your years. Cindy, you can sit. So we know Cindy's out there. Okay, next we have, what's the next one? I'm Still Standing. All right, take a look. I'm Still Standing. They may not even, Joe and Ella seem to be having a conversation. I'm sure they know. I'm Still Standing. Who do you think? Who feels like the Elton John fan in the house? Ella. Ella's got lots of votes, but she's not taking home that trophy.
Mariah.
Oh, somebody voted for, I think that might have been her mom trying to disguise her voice, but yes! Congratulations, you know your daughter well. Could Araya's folks please stand up, please? And thank you, Araya, for all of your... All right, next up we have Thriller. Thriller, who feels like the Michael Jackson fan? Who do you think wanted the bus to move and throw up the Thriller dance? Blake! Yeah, Blake. Blake, let's go. I think I heard it, Carly. No, keep trying.
It better be Ella.
Ella! I got some votes for Ella. Who wants to own Thriller?
Ella.
Ella owns Thriller, that's right. Next time we're going to have her do the dance for us as we play. So, would Ella and her folks please stand up and thank you very much for all of your years. All right, then we're going on to You Give Love a Bad Name. Who is the Bon Jovi hair rocker of this group? Like and Joe, getting votes, but somebody shouted it out. Who said it? Zoe. That's right, Zoe Evers. True ladies Bon Jovi All right, that means we have 3 left. Bad Romance. You don't think, does Joe not strike you as a giant Lady Gaga fan? I mean, there's a poker face if I ever saw one. Or it could be Blake with Just Dance. But you guys are correct. It is Carly. So Carly's folks, please stand up. Thank you, Carly. All right, that means we got 2 left. The 2 remaining. Pillars. Radioactive and Animal. Who's got radioactive? Radioactive. Blake's getting a lot of radioactive votes. Do you guys remember which one you picked? Do you remember which one you picked? Yeah. Okay. All right. There's an Imagine Dragons fan. I don't even. Who does Animal? Animal, I don't even know who, I'm sorry, I'm old. So, Radioactive is indeed Joseph Bradley Knockrider. So, could I encourage you folks to stand up, please? Last but not least, Animal. You know, don't worry about the youth of America. When there's only one choice, they get it right. Sometimes. All right, could Blake and folks please stand up? I notice as we go through that, we have some oldest children, we have some middle children, but we also have some empty nesters. So those of you that are officially done with students in high school, don't forget that we don't charge. You can still come to concerts for free, okay? All right, so we're gonna move to the 2010s. We're gonna play 3 pieces for you today. Radioactive and Animal in honor of Joe and Blake. And then we are gonna finish up the band portion of tonight with some Bruno Mars. I appreciate your patience. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate you taking the time to listen to all of the work that they've done. It's been a really good year. You know, every day, I can't promise you every day has been great, and they wouldn't tell you that either, but it's been a really good year. It's been a really good year with lots of pep bands. It's been a really good year with great results in contests. It's been a really good year with increased participation. It's just been a really great year. So I thank you all for being a part of that with us. We're going to leave you today with a song, and there is a backup band back there, who I just adore, by the way. They all picked up an instrument, learned to play a part, but they're supposed to be played on strings. So hey, you know, it works. But we're going to leave you today with a, blanking on the name of the band. Anyway, it doesn't matter. A song called I Lived. Help me out, but it's going to bother me. One Republic. Thank you, Orion. I don't know what I do without you. All right. Yes, One Republic song called I Lived. Really great message as they all sing for you with everything they've got. Thank you again all for coming, and hope to see you next year.
When the